Good morning, and back with a video lecture on formal letters. So as you know, immediately after the basic writing skills, we have um, you know we have report writing, article writing, and prezi writing, and then comes formal letters. Actually, letter writing and mail writing are not very different, except that while writing mails, we concentrate on making it very brief, to the point, no pleasantries exchanged. Whereas a letter is still an important document, although mail is most popularly used in offices. The letter becomes more confidential because it's a document that is person to person. It's never in a group, and therefore formal letters are even today very confidential and a document, a legal document that can be produced in the court of law. Now, let me go on. Give me a second. Just a minute, and I will get my PPT on. That's just a second. Yeah. And formal letters are really, really important. It also is a place, is a document where you showcase your language skill, the way you can communicate. Yeah, how well you can communicate in the office space, the business correspondence that can make your deal effective. So these become really, really important when you write a letter. And formal letters are of different types, right from the covering letter that you write along with your resume, the inquiry letters, the ordering letter, the request letter, the complaint letter. I mean, there are so many varieties of that. So we will be looking at, the format for a formal letter. How do we write a letter for official purposes? That's what makes this chapter interesting and important also. Okay, here we go. Let me share. Yes. Yeah, here we are, and here I go with the sharing. This is about formal letters. Yeah, and I will. Yeah, I'll put it on slideshow. Here we are. What? Okay. So formal letters. I have quite a number of exercises that will help you understand why a letter is important in office space, how you should write it. I have also got inbuilt exercises that will help you understand the language you need to use for business correspondence. The paper by itself is called business correspondence, right? And therefore, letter writing becomes a very important document. Now, so, okay, this starts off with the formal letter, the format. Look at the format of the formal letter. This is something that you know even as early as third standard at school, because that's when letter writing starts, when you start writing for a friend. Here in this BCR, we talk only about formal letters because this is English in workplace. That's what we are dealing with. And so the format is very, very important. I will go one by one, stepwise, so that you understand how to write a letter. That's number one. Number 2, as I already said, it is from class 3, as early as class 3 that you start learning writing a letter. But what is important is different schools, different organizations, different purposes, different languages have a variety of ways of writing a letter. But what is globally approved is what we are going to see. And that's what you're going to learn. If you have a varied version of writing letter, please change it, because what we deal with here in the BCR, as far as letter writing is concerned, is on the international standards. When I write letter from India, say to America or Australia, I need to make it really, really clear as per their culture too. How do we do that? So this format will let you know how it's important. Now, okay, these I'll get to a little later. Now, okay. So the question paper pattern is something that I always deal with in the beginning of my lecture. So the paper pattern, it's for 40 marks. It's clubbed along with law paper. You have 5 parts of the question paper. Each part is for 5 marks. That makes it 25 marks. The rest 15 is for grammar, vocabulary, and short answer questions. Now we are concerned about the 5 marks. A letter writing is for 5 marks. Okay, and that's a good number. Okay, ground rules: have your notebook and pen to take notes. Have your study material with you while you're in the class. Do the activities as per instructions during the session. As and when you have doubts, keep them posted. In case I miss some of your questions, please post them again so that I don't waste my lecture time hunting for the question. Please don't jump the chapters. Let your questions be relevant to the chapter we are doing. And of course, any doubts regarding the answers and the question paper related to the chapters. Please provide your honest feedback so that we fine-tune our sessions to make them effective for you. It is very, very important for you to fill the feedback form. That's important for you. That's important for me too. Okay, in this session, you will learn how to write formal letters, different types of formal letters, business communication skills, explore the appropriate language and format associated with a formal letter, organize content logically and sequentially, practice writing different types of formal letters. So what happens in general when the day before the exam, candidates think that they can manage scoring in English. No. It's important for you to go through all the notes that you have, the study material that you have, go through some of the language that you can use in your answer paper. That will give you great confidence to score really well. If it's the English exam the next day, please prepare for that. Nothing goes unprepared. Okay. Now, format for a formal letter. So that's where we begin the formal letter. The first step is to write the vital information about your company. That's the name, the address, okay, the designation of the person to whom you're writing. The next step is to mention the date. Then you need to include the recipient's information. As I said in the beginning, you might have had or you might have used different formats for writing a letter. Depends on who you taught you and how you understood and what you write. You would have been using different types. But what is important is that you, from now on, remember to use the international standards. That's really, really important. And that's what we're going to do now. So the first step is to write the from address. The next step is to mention the date. I'm going to tell you how you have to write the date too. Then you need to include the recipient's information. So first is from, then the date in full, then to whomever you're writing. Then choose an appropriate salutation, a one-liner, not write a paragraph there. It's just a one-liner. Write the main text and body clearly using pronouns, an appropriate tone, active voice, and a courteous approach. All these, each one of these will be very, very, very important to remember when you write a letter. That's main text and body. Clear letter that has a clarity. Pronouns, appropriate tone. If you're ordering, if you're canceling, if you're complaining, the tone has to be right. Active voice. This is what I want. Okay. And a courteous approach. Whatever you say, suppose you've not been, you found that the some goods have not been okay when they were delivered, and you want to write a stinging letter. Even then, it has to be courteous, but of course, it has to be firm, affirmative, so that the person understands what he has got to do. In the end, you should wrap up using proper closing and signing the letter. So the last line must say with this, in conclusion, okay, to sign off. After signing, you should also include enclosures if necessary. Suppose you're complaining, you're writing a complaint letter, then you must attach the invoice, okay, the delivery challan maybe, whatever will go with the context that you write. Lastly, after proofreading, you should post the letter to your desired address. This is what is very, very, very important. Once the letter is sent, then there's no going back. You cannot go behind saying, sorry, I forgot this, sorry, I forgot that. Okay. Before you submit, you have to proofread. Why is proofreading important? Because that is the only way the recipient will understand that you are an intelligent person, that you mean business, that you know whatever you're writing. You know the subject thoroughly. Okay? Okay. Now, letter components from the beginning. The writer's address, the date, the recipient's address, the salutation, body of the letter, complimentary close, the writer's signature, and type names. So it's not enough if you just sign up. You also have to write the name in block so that the person who receives is able to read the name clearly. Okay. Now, can you list the components, the letter components? I'm going to give you 2 minutes. You may post in the chat box quickly the letter components. What are these? So to begin with, it's the from address. Quick. Let me see how many of you can remember all of them. I give you 2 minutes on that. I'm just opening the question link so that super. So that's Jyoti Ja is the first one. Then it's Petledwala. Then it is Bala Sanjanakshi. Yeah. Yeah, quick. I'll wait for another 2 minutes to see you all post, because that's one way for me to understand that we are on the same page together. Quick. The letter components, what is it that's important? Okay. Quick. Yeah, I'm going to wait for 2 minutes. I have a minute more to wait. Yeah, that's super. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, now that I've received quite a few, I think I should wait for that 1 more minute. Yes. Come on fast. Yeah. Then one of you post to say if my voice is audible, just to make sure. Yeah, super. So many of you. Very good. Yeah, and it's time. Now let me move on. Now look at this. This is the format. Number one, all your beginnings in a letter has got to be from the left hand side. As I said earlier, maybe at school, maybe for different languages, you had different ways of writing. But now what you will follow is the international standards where everything, every beginning starts from the left hand margin. You can look at this manager, then the address, then the date, then everything begins from the left hand margin, and that's very, very important for you to remember. Okay, now the address in full. Now this date, this is a correction. Date has always got to be in full. What do I mean by full? It has to be 20th, 21st March 2022. Why do we have to write that? Because some countries have the date first, some other countries have the month first. So when you are corresponding on an international platform, there might be confusions as to whether you're mentioning the date or the month. It is always safe to write as 20th March 2022 in full. That's what we call as date in full. That's a complete date. You need to remember to write dates like that, because today global correspondence has come to stay, and therefore it becomes really, really important for us to write the dates in full. That's to avoid confusion. Yes, March 21st, I'm sorry. Okay, so that's from address. Then you have the date in full, then the to address, then you say dear Mr. whatever. Okay, the name whom you are corresponding with. My dear is wrong. That makes it personal. Just the dear is a formal salutation. Then it has to be 3 paragraphs. First paragraph will have introduction. We will see quite a number of letters now. First paragraph is the introduction, then comes the body, then comes the conclusion. The last line must conclude whatever you're trying to say, what you want the other person to do. Then you close the letter with sincerely and a comma. Then your signature, then your name in full, then your designation. This is important. I will give you 2 minutes time to quickly copy whatever you need to remember while writing a letter. You want me to make it big? Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. Quickly note down. I'll give you 2 minutes time. Quickly note down Whatever you feel is important as you've been hearing to writing a letter. Let me repeat. You must begin only from the left-hand margin. That's number one. Then the from address, then the date in full. To address, then 3 paragraphs. Then signing off with sincerely or faithfully, whatever. Your signature, your name, your designation. 9 things are important when you write. We should use simple English. Yes, please use simple English, because the person whom you're sending the letter to must be able to understand whatever. You can write just sincerely or yours sincerely. Okay. Yeah, you have a minute more to note down. These are not things like core subjects where you sit and memorize. This is just something that you tell yourself you must remember when you write a letter. It's just that. And if you write down, you will remember. Yeah. So we move on. Yes, it's time. Okay. Types of formal letters. You have different types of letters. What we are going to see today, as we have already said, that the letter writing starts as early as class 3. But what is it that makes it a chapter in the study material? Because the language becomes important. You must know how to write what you really want to say. You must know the format of the letter, because this is workplace. If what you write is what will help you with your image, that you are really good with your language, with your communication, that you're able to convey effectively to the other person. So these are the most important things in an office place, and that's why letters are important. Now, let's look at the types of letters. Making inquiries, registering complaints, asking for and giving information, placing or cancelling orders, sending replies in response, inquiries or complaints, letter to the editor, job applications. For addressee, don't do all that. Just write the from. You don't even have to write from. You must write the address and then you write the to address. Marks, if your language is not good, then you get negative marking. If your format is not proper, there again, you will get your marks down. If your letter is not relevant, suppose the question paper says, write a letter of enquiry, and you write a letter ordering the goods, then your letter is wrong. You don't get any mark. So what is important is for you to read the question perfectly. Count the number of things that you need to add in your letter. And then after you write, check whether you have all the details that you need to write. Check whether your letter is relevant. And then submit. Okay. How to write business letters. Okay, that's what we're going to see. The format is very important. Start everything from the left-hand margin. That's important. And add all details and information. Be gentle and courteous. Be polite. Check and edit for errors before you submit. So these are important while you write your business letters. Now look at the format of the letter on page 10.3 in your study material. Mine says 10.3. Maybe the page number is different. Okay. Now, the content is, date is always in full. Okay. As I said earlier, date is always written in full. Subject has got to be only in one sentence. You cannot write a paragraph as a subject. Content, 3 paragraphs. The content, body and conclusion. Complimentary close, respectfully, sincerely, truly, thank you. BCR does not have a negative marking. Marks will be cut if your format is wrong, if your language is faulty, if your letter is not relevant to the given question, if you have not covered all the details that you have to when you write your letter, then your marks are cut. Otherwise, it is a very scoring question, full 5 marks. And remember, you don't have to write lengthy letters, just what is needed, nothing more, nothing less. Yes, you need to write 21st March 2022. Or we can write March 21st. Yeah, that's okay. As long as you mention the month, I think there is no ambiguity. Okay, it's clear. Okay, now let's move on. Quickly write the format of the letter. Quick. Post in the chat box, and I will give you 3 minutes time. Post in the chat box the format of the letter. Come on fast, because this I am doing it so that you will never ever forget. Quick. What is it that goes to make a formal letter? Yes, of course, you wrote the letter components, but now again, you have to say the date in full. Important things about the formal letter. Quick. In case you feel I'm looking away from you, I'm looking at your question link. Okay. What is meant by 40? What's that 40? I don't know. That question is from Balasanjanakshi. What is meant by 40? I don't know. And a minute more. Super. That's by Jyoti Jha. So she's the first one all the time. Quick. Quick. And I'm going to wait for another 2 minutes so that I see all your posts. Quick. Yes, super. You must also remember that every beginning must be from the left-hand margin, not some on the left, some on the right, some in the center. No, don't do that way. Okay. Okay, now let's move on. Yes. Now watch this and okay. I want you to take notes as you watch this YouTube. Okay. And I'm sure this is not a lengthy one, maybe 10 minutes. So watch this. Okay, now this is about the language that you can use while you write letters. Now, what I'm going, this will be very, very important for you. Note it down in a notebook. which you will maintain for future reference, because this particular video has enough and more language that you can use for different purposes while you write a letter. So this is business English, specifically for business letters and emails. I'm going to go slow about it so that you copy it. Okay, just give me a minute. I'll zoom it. Yes. Okay. Because you need enough language to write a good letter. And that's what we're going to see now. Ready? 1, 2, 3. So this is just a 4-minute video. Please be quick enough to write in your notebooks whatever you feel is important. And here we go. Oh, the video is not playing. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I have been thinking I'm sharing the video. Don't worry, I'll play it again for you. Yeah. Yeah, I'll play from the beginning. Just tell me if you are able to.
Emails from
Say yes if
espressoenglish.net.
you can.
Do you have a hard time finding the right phrase to use in your business letters and emails? In today's lesson, you'll learn 30 phrases for business correspondence. You can learn English for your career inside my Business English course. It will
Say
teach you
yes,
English for
yes if you
meetings,
can see the
presentations, negotiation,
and hear it.
management, and much more. Click on the link in the video or in the description for more information. To introduce the topic of your letter or email, you can say, I'm writing in reference to, or I'm writing to inquire about. If this letter or email is a reply to previous correspondence, you can reference it. Thank you for your letter, or thank you for your email. Regarding your message, or regarding your request. With reference to our conversation, or meeting, last week or last month. If it has taken you an unusually long time to respond to the previous correspondence, you can use one of these phrases. I apologize for the delay in replying. That's more formal. Or, I'm sorry for taking so long to get back to you. That's more informal. Maybe your letter or email is delivering some good news or bad news. Here are some phrases for introducing the news. I'm delighted to tell you that. We are excited to inform you that. You will be pleased to learn that. Those three phrases are used to introduce good news. Now let's look at some phrases for bad news. I regret to inform you that. I'm afraid that. Unfortunately. Sometimes you need to call special attention to a particular point. You can do that with these phrases. Please note that. I'd like to call your attention to. I'd like to emphasize that. When you want to ask the other person's opinion or advice, you can say, how do you think we should deal with this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the best way to proceed? What would you advise? If you are including more information with your letter or email, you can let the recipient know. The information you requested is enclosed or attached. Please find enclosed or attached. Use enclosed for information included with letters and attached for information included with emails. To express that you need an answer quickly, use these phrases. I'd appreciate if you could reply at your earliest convenience. This is an urgent matter. Please let me know as soon as possible. In the closing of the letter or email, you might want to refer to future contact using these phrases. I look forward to hearing from you. Do not hesitate to contact us again if you need any further information. Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with. Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Finally, there are many possible closings for a business letter or email, but a couple of the most common are sincerely, regards, and best regards, and then sign your name. Do you want to speak English more confidently at work? Sign up for my emails from Espresso English.
I will play this again so that you make sure you have noted down quite a few important phrases so that you will be able to use them when we write the letters here in the class. I'll play this again because this is just 5 minutes.
English.net.
No, 4 minutes.
Do you have a hard time finding the right phrase to use in your business letters and emails? In today's lesson, you'll learn 30 phrases for business correspondence. You can learn English for your career inside my Business English course. It will teach you English for meetings, presentations, negotiation, management, and much more. Click on the link in the video or in the description for more information. To introduce the topic of your letter or email, you can say, I'm writing in reference to, or I'm writing to inquire about. If this letter or email is a reply to previous correspondence, you can reference it. Thank you for your letter, or thank you for your email. Regarding your message, or regarding your request. With reference to our conversation, or meeting, last week or last month. If it has taken you an unusually long time to respond to the previous correspondence, you can use one of these phrases. I apologize for the delay in replying. That's more formal. Or, I'm sorry for taking so long to get back to you. That's more informal. Maybe your letter or email is delivering some good news or bad news. Here are some phrases for introducing the news. I'm delighted to tell you that. We are excited to inform you that. You will be pleased to learn that. Those three phrases are used to introduce good news. Now let's look at some phrases for bad news. I regret to inform you that. I'm afraid that. Unfortunately. Sometimes you need to call special attention to a particular point. You can do that with these phrases. Please note that. I'd like to call your attention to. I'd like to emphasize that. When you want to ask the other person's opinion or advice, you can say, "How do you think we should deal with this? I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the best way to proceed? What would you advise?" If you are including more information with your letter or email, you can let the recipient know. The information you requested is enclosed or attached. Please find enclosed or attached. Use enclosed for information included with letters and attached for information included with emails. To express that you need an answer quickly, use these phrases. "I'd appreciate if you could reply at your earliest convenience." "This is an urgent matter. Please let me know as soon as possible." In the closing of the letter or email, you might want to refer to future contact using these phrases. "I look forward to hearing from you." Do not hesitate to contact us again if you need any further information. "Let me know if there's anything else I can help you with." Please feel free to contact me if you have any questions. Finally, there are many possible closings for a business letter or email, but a couple of the most common are "Sincerely," "Regards," and "Best regards," and then sign your name. Do you want to speak English more confidently
Okay,
at
and
work? Sign up for my
that's about important phrases that can help you. Yeah, so those were important phrases that can help you uh, give you an idea as to what kind of language should be used when you write formal letters for workplaces. That is really, really important. You can count the number of details that you need to express in the letter and have a few ready-made cut copy phrases which you will use in your letter so that you don't make any mistakes. You can have these phrases in your memory bank to use as and when you need them. That will be of great use to you because you will be sure of not making a mistake when you write a letter. Now let me go back to my PPT. Yeah, I have another video that I will probably show you tomorrow. Now let me move on. First type of letter, that's the letter of inquiry, where you write your letter to somebody to ask for information. What are the common situations where you write letters to ask for information or seeking information? That is letter of inquiry. To school organizations, about the courses, about the fees, about the cutoffs, the deadlines, okay? Maybe to a manufacturing unit, whether they can supply this many numbers, what is the material that they'll use, whether they will supply this before the deadline, what is the discount. These are inquiries. You want to find out what is it they can do for you as regards your requirement. Now, give a brief discussion, introduction about yourself and the name of your organization. A brief introduction, say, I am so and so, and this is my organization, and this is my designation too. Details about the inquiry, by when you require the information. You must also, that is espresso.com, ESPRESSO. Okay, that's the reason why I show you the video, so that you will also copy down the link. That's for Ayushi. Dilisha, that's right. Yeah, very glad you noted them all. But have it in your notebook so that you are able to remember all of them. Okay, I don't want that to get lost in the chat box. Okay, now give a brief introduction about yourself and the name of your organization. Then details about the inquiry, by when you require the information. Then the queries and bullet points. Your queries is okay if it's in bullet points. Mention the deadline. You must tell them I would need them before 31st March 2022. Now try these examples now. Inquire about catering services. So when I say catering services, what are the things that we need to ask for? Whether they are free on such and such a date. What will be their menu? How do they charge? Then what time will they be able to deliver? Will they serve? What is the kind of water they use? So when we say catering services, these are all the essential things that come to our mind. Now let's look at the next one about a range of filing cabinets and office equipments. So when we think of filing cabinets, whether it's going to be wood, plastic, or wood or steel, okay, what material? How much does it cost? The other office equipments like tables, chairs, lounge sofas, yeah, and the locking cabinets or walls kind or open cabinets. So you have quite a range to ask. So it'll be good if they can send you the catalog with all the details. That's what you need to ask. Now look at this, do's and don'ts. Give a brief introduction of yourself with the name of your organization. Provide the details of the subject of inquiry. You have to list them. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the things I want to know. Present queries in bullets if you have a lot of information. Items, quantity, specification. Mention the deadline too. With reference to. So where did you get this address? How do you get to contact them? Kindly provide us with the following details before. So you give them a date. We shall be grateful if you would furnish the above mentioned details along with your quotations as soon as possible. Now what I'm going to do is give you 5 minutes to quickly copy these. This is for a letter of inquiry. Quick. I'm giving you 5 minutes. What kind of equipment is required in office? Maybe footstools, maybe filing cabinets, maybe larder units, maybe revolving chairs, computer tables, filing cabinets. Yeah, that's what it says. Then maybe stacking shelves. Yeah, walls are locker kind where they can store their files. Then the tray, the storage trays, right? Then the center table, side tables, all these become office equipment. Yeah, you have 2 more minutes. Finish it fast. If you have these phrases and sentences ready-made, it's just easy for you to cut, copy, paste when you're writing a letter. You don't have to be, you will be confident of writing a letter. You don't have to be worried that your letter might have a mistake, that your letter was not clear. So have these ready with you. You have a minute more. What this one do, two do? This is the Bhumika. What is it that you're writing? 1, 2 do, 2 do, 3 do, 4 do. I want you to write in your notebook, not in the chat box, so that you have it as, as a ready reckoner for reference. Whenever you write a formal letter, you will have some phrases ready for you. Okay, yeah, the time is up. I move on. Now, write an inquiry letter regarding course details in a college. So, I've given you the language. I've told you how to write. Now, quickly write in the chat box just the letter alone. I don't want the from address to address. Okay, just write the date and the 3 paragraphs that will go to make up this letter while you are writing an inquiry letter to a college. What are the details you will? Yes, I have a lecture, another lecture today at 2 p.m. Okay. Write an inquiry letter regarding course details in a college. So course details, the variety of courses, the course fee, the the deadline for application, the cutoff marks for entry level, the eligibility criteria. So these are things that you need to ask for. So quickly write a 3-paragraph letter of inquiry. Quick, and let me see how well you all can do it. Quickly post in the chat box, and I'm waiting for you. And I'm giving you a 5-minute time. Quick. Yeah, you have another 2 minutes to go. Yes. What are the inquiry details? That's the question. This is for Jyoti. What are the details that you will ask for? Quick. Kindly provide us with the following details. Yes, Jyoti, kindly provide us, not provided. Quick. So the post in the chat box will help me check your writing also. So quickly do, and I'm going to wait for each one of you. Quickly post in the chat box the letter. You don't have to write the format, the address and stuff. Just write the letter so that I'm able to check whether your writing is okay. Quick. come on fast. I'm waiting for you because only your post will let me know whether you are able to understand what an inquiry letter is. Your answer will be correct and complete only if your answer is relevant. For an inquiry letter, if you write an order letter, then you're gone. Right? So you must be very careful. Inquiry is asking for. You don't understand the question. The question is ask for details. This is writing about a course in a college. Say you want to join MCA. Okay? You have to ask for details. Who's this? This is Jyoti. What is it that you don't understand? I am reference to, no. This is with reference to. Okay, that's the reason why I showed you the Jyoti Ja. You want me to explain again? Okay. This is a question on enquiry letter. In an enquiry letter, you ask for details. The details will depend upon the question that's given to you. Here the question is regarding course details in a college. Say you want to join a BCA course and you have to write to the college asking them to give you details of the kind of courses that are available, the structure of the course from June to June or June for 2 years course or a 3 years course or a 6 months course, whatever. The duration of the course, the fee for the course, the deadline for the application, and also the eligibility criteria, maybe the age, the qualification, the marks. These are eligibility criteria. So you have to ask for the details. And once the college replies, then you will have to say that you're willing to join and submit your resume with a covering letter saying you want to join this course. So the first letter of the varieties of letters will be the enquiry letter. And that's what we are doing now. Yeah, quick. I'll give you 2 more minutes because I want to see all of you writing. This is to check your language also. Quick. Yeah. Okay, here we go. The next one. Enquiry about a course in a college. Look at the details that I have. Available courses, deadline for application, fees, reopening of college, cutoff dates and marks. These are things you have to ask for. Then, catering services. Here you have quantity, menu, date, venue. Okay, these are things that you need to ask for. Asking for hotel accommodation. So in a workplace, this is something that is very, very common. You have to travel and you have to find details about the accommodation, the place, what is your budget, what kind of rooms, how many people, the date, the duration, and extra facilities. You have to ask for all these details. Okay, I'm not giving you time to write this. So budget, cost, how many rooms needed, date, then alternate dates. Filing cabinets and office furniture, dimensions, numbers, date, wood, steel, plastic, the range, and the discount. Yes. Yeah. Which words in the task indicate the purpose of the letter? So here is a quiz for you. You have to read the 3 sentences that I have given here and then post to the chat box. What is the purpose of writing this letter? What is the purpose of the first letter, the second letter, and the third letter? Is it an inquiry, an order, a regret, a reply? You have to say what kind of letter by reading these 3 sentences. Quick. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes time because you have 3 sentences. Now you have 2 more minutes. Yeah, first one. Quick, I want all of you to answer. I am waiting for you. You must say what kind of letter. Yeah, super. Some of you have written. Quick. Done. But I don't see the answers are there. I'm waiting for you. Yeah. Mm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 17 responses. What about the others? Come on, quick, and I'm waiting for you. Yes, good. So the first one, please accept my apologies, is an apology letter. Yes, saying sorry. Then second one, I cannot understand why someone with less experience. So that's a complaint letter. Super. Some of you have written it. Third one, I have 3 years experience in sales. That is a covering letter for an application. Very good. Some of you have written the right answers. Okay. Read the 3 possible opening paragraphs below. Decide which of them is the most appropriate and why. So I'm going to give you another 3 minutes on this. I'm not going to read it out for you. It says there are 3 possible opening paragraphs below. Decide which of them is the most appropriate, which is the best way of the opening paragraph. That's the question. You have A, B, and C. The question is there. I recently bought a computer and the store agreed to set it up for you in your home. But when it was delivered, the delivery man claimed that this was not part of his job. So you have the 3 beginnings, possible beginnings. You have to say which is the best. Quick. Yeah. Quick. I still have only 10 of you responding. I want all the others. Quick. I wait for a minute more. Yeah. Why is B not the right answer? Let's see how we can eliminate. Okay, how we can arrive at the right answer. On 3rd May, I purchased a Lenovo from your store, and the delivery man delivered a mobile phone. That's not the complaint. That's not the complaint. Okay. Now let's look at C. I am writing this to express my disgust with the service provider was quite rude and therefore didn't fix the computer. Let's see A and then decide whether it is only B. Okay. I am very unhappy about the fact that your store agreed to deliver my new computer and set it up for me in my home. But when it was delivered, your delivery man claimed that it was not part of his job. So which answer is close to the question that's given? The question reads like this. I recently bought a computer and the store agreed to set it up for you in your home. But when it was delivered, the delivery man claimed that it was not part of his job. So A is very close, is the closest to the question, that it was agreed and then it was not done. The C is not the right answer because it says a different thing. It says the service provider was rude and therefore didn't fix the computer. No, he said this is not part of my job, and that's what A says. So it's a play of the language. You need to be clear about what you're saying, and that is what is important. Now, we move on to the next letter. The first variety of letter that we saw was enquiry letter. Now, A is the right answer, not C. Some of you have said C. Okay. Okay, now, the second type of letter is a ordering letter, placing the order. You've asked the inquiry, you are convinced about the rates, so now you order for it. How will you order? Name of the product, the brand name, the unit price, the quantity, the discount, other specification, model, color, size, weight, payment details, and mode of delivery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 numbers, 8 details you have to write. You have to say the name of the product, the brand name, the color, the size, the weight, the specification, the discount that will be given, payment details, how would you pay up, and what mode of delivery, when you will get it, even that is important. So this is a letter on placing orders. Look at the language that you can use for placing an order. Each language has each type of letter has a specific type of language that you can use. And that is what will make your letter very impressive. Now, I am placing an order for. You have to make it point blank and very, very clear. Placing an order for, as discussed, because you already asked about the inquiry. With reference to the discussion, deadline for delivery, the initial payment will be 20% and the check is enclosed, check number dash rupees. The balance payment will be made at the time of delivery in the form of DD after adjusting the discount. An early delivery would be appreciated. These are important lines that you can note down and memorize and use it in your letters. An early delivery would be appreciated. Now write a letter. Check if you have all the above. So the best way to write a letter is to count the number of details that you need to add in your letter. Then by the time you finish, check if you have all these details. That will make you write a complete letter. Now imagine yourself as the manager of Keller Kitchen Company. Write a letter to Ram, proprietor of Manjeet Kitchen Equipment, ordering various kitchen equipment for your newly opened restaurant. Specify all the necessary details. Now, Keller Kitchen Company, you write to them asking for various kitchen equipment. What kind of kitchen equipment can you order? Maybe the stove, the chimneys, the giant, idli cooker, then the toasters. I mean, there are plenty of things. Kitchen equipment also includes, this is for a new restaurant, it also includes, say, filters, electric filter, aquaguard, whatever. Okay. Now, write a letter and check if you have all the above. You don't have to make a whole list. Just write 3 or 4 equipments. That will do. Because this is for 5 marks. So, I'm going to give you time. Now the time is 12:20 and I'll give you 5 minutes full to write this letter. Quick. Quickly post in the chat box just the letter alone. Yeah, I am waiting for you. I want all of you to post. Only then we understand that learning is happening. Post as you write, quick. Yeah, I'm waiting for you. You have 2 more minutes to go. Yeah, what's that? Samir Singh, what's that? I don't understand. You say some PB 0771444. I just want the letter to see if you are able to understand how to write for ordering letters. Quick. Letters of order. And Samir, I don't understand what you posted. Quick, you have 2 more minutes to go. Yeah, table chairs. I forgot about that. Yeah, pressure cooker, sandwich maker. Yes, oven. Yeah, yeah. Quick, let me see. All of you posting your answers. Yeah, done. It's time, and therefore I move on. I am yet to see some of your answers. But anyway, now look at this sample letter. Imagine yourself as a manager, Keller Kitchen Company. Write a letter to Ram, proprietor of Manjeet Kitchen Equipment, ordering various kitchen equipment for your newly opened restaurant. Specify all the necessary details. Okay. Uh, we move on to the next one. Complaint letter. I think the sample is coming behind after this. Complaint letter, a letter writing is for 5 marks. I will also do a few question papers with you. Now, you are the sales head of your company, Overseas International. You had dispatched 100 important letters to your branch office using the services of a courier company named Courier and Company. As committed, the courier company failed to deliver the letters on time due to which your company has suffered losses. Draft a complaint letter for the same, addressing it to the director, dispatch and delivery of courier and company. Now, sample letter. Look at this. Dear sir or madam, subject, you have to write a one-liner as a subject. This is with reference to order number, dated, non-delivery of goods. Okay, this is a complaint letter. Okay, let me look at your answers. Yeah, super. Yes. Ordering days, yes. So that's how it has got to be. That's about Mayur, Sarvesh, Ankit, Priyanka, Petletwala, right? Okay. Now, this is a complaint letter. So here you have to write the reference to order number, dated, non-delivery of ordered goods. The problem, its causes and results. What happened because of the non-delivery and how you're going to solve it. Kindly ensure before. So I sincerely request to look into the matter and do the needful as soon as possible. Thank you and regards. So you have to state why you've written this letter. I sincerely request you to look into the matter because that's what is important. Let me tell you, let me tell you an incident that happened. I went to the shop owner was a known person. So I went and told him, I want to buy a mixie. And I just said, I don't mind the budget, but I want the best mixie you have. And this man, said a name, said a brand and said, this is the best. Go for it. I said, money is no restraint. So I paid up whatever they asked for and brought home. And every day I use the mixie jar, the nut, the bolt, the washer, the ring will all fall off into my sambar or gravy. And then I have to, literally swim and pick out all these. And I would count if I've got all the 5 or 6. Then I called up the shop and I said, look, I wanted just the best mixie. And you said this is the best, but unfortunately, this is what is happening. Everything comes out loose the moment I finish grinding. And when I pour it in the sambar, the whole thing drops. And then I have to waste another half an hour to pick up all of them. The shop fellow said, no money will be reimbursed. He just said, no chance. I didn't leave it at that. I spoke to the vice president of the company. I'm not naming the company. I spoke to the vice president. I told him this is a manufacturing defect. You cannot have a mixie like this, which is not tightened with nuts and bolts. It can't be loose there. It's such a danger. And he understood. He said, yes, madam, I will reimburse the money. I said, no, I want the auto fare that I spent to go to the shop to buy another auto fare up and down where I went and complained. So including that, I will want the entire money reimbursed. He came home, gave me the money. Why am I saying this to you? It is to let you know that whatever we speak has got to be affirmative. If you are aggressive, then you won't get it done. You can take it for sure. You cannot raise your voice. You cannot shout out, calling names. Then they won't do you. They won't help you. You can't be passive. If you say, okay, you won't give me, then fine. That is being passive. Then, of course, nothing happens. You have to be affirmative, assertive. You have to say what you want. I sincerely request you to look into the matter and do the needful as soon as possible. You must threaten them saying that they will not get their business again if they are not going to set it right. Okay. Give clear and detailed instruction. You don't have to, hide the fact. You have to say it out blatantly. Include important dates and order number and details of the complaint, without which they won't even respond. Say the action you've taken, your plans. Ask for a response. You must say that you want a response from them. Attach a copy of supporting relevant documentation. Avoid personal accusations, discourteous statements, no other concern or personal statements other than the issue. Don't talk about anything else because the matter will lose its weight if you talk about rest of the things. You must be concentrated. It must be focused. It must state very, very clearly And it should be a letter that will help you get what you wanted. Okay. Now reply to your complaint. How will you reply to a complaint letter? Address clearly and specifically the issue. You don't have to go around beating about it. State very clearly, this is what it is and this is what needs to be done. Then acknowledge and apologize. Say, I'm extremely sorry. I'm apologetic about it. Okay. Say that this won't happen again. Explain why it happened. So the courier and company did not deliver 100 couriers. So you tell them pandemic time, couriers were not functioning. Action taken. So what, give an assurance. Say it will not happen again. Action taken. What is the action that you took? Okay. Whether you suspended the person, whether you sorted that you will not allow it to happen again this way. Mention how you will improve. Say that such things will never get repeated any time. Okay, the beginning. How will you begin? Salutation. So, my dear. You don't say my dear, you say just dear. Thank you for your letter regarding, concerning, or in connection with. We refer to you later. These are all options or suggestions to use some of these phrases. Yeah, this is Ayushi. Yes. Yes, Ayushi. So thank you for your letter regarding in connection with, see what is important in the, why am I giving you these beginnings? Most times what happens, candidates make mistakes with the prepositions that they use. Okay. Thank you for your letter of complaint, regarding, or concerning, in connection with. These prepositions are important. If you misplace prepositions, the letter will not have any value. Okay. We appreciate your raising your concerns with us. You're raising your concerns with us. Look at the usage of pronouns. Look at the usage of prepositions. The with and the in and the of and the to. These are important. Now, accept the complaint. Say, yes, I'm sorry. We agree our usual high standard of service was not met in this instance. Usually we are very good, we are very prompt, but this time we have not met your expectation. We clearly did not meet your expectation. We take these concerns very seriously. Yes. Okay? Because you're replying to a complaint letter. We try to learn from these types of situations, and we thank you for your feedback, or your feedback will help us improve. Yes, this is, yeah. So you must say all this. You must say that you will not stoop down from your high standards. You must say that you're really, really sorry and that you've taken action. Say what action you've taken. You say you've learned lessons and you will see that there is a better service. Okay, now give the other party time to respond. You've written a complaint letter. Give them some time to respond. If in case you don't get a response, then write again. If you have written earlier as well, but your request has been turned down or not responded, and you think that you are on the right path, you can use strict words. So here, strict words does not mean accusing words. Okay. We have to be courteous. We have to be genuinely reasonable while we make a complaint. Refer to your previous letters if you have to write a second letter. Attach copies of the letters as well if possible. Write your name, address, postal code, phone number in the starting itself. Mention the date on which letter will be submitted to concerned person. Address the letter to the recipient by writing dear sir or madam. Purpose of the letter should be mentioned clearly. You don't have to go around beating about the bush. You must say, I write this letter because this was not okay. These goods have got damaged and therefore we incurred so much loss. At the end, mention your name. Make the ending really strong. That's important. Okay. Indicate what you have learned from your review. As a result of our review, we found that the problem was the result of, okay, or resulted from the cause of, or the reason for the situation was, so you're trying to explain. As a result, this led to, these are beginnings that you can note down. I'll give you 2 minutes time to note down these beginnings. As a result, the problem was the result of, the cause of, the reason for the situation was, this led to, consequently. Okay, copy these down so that you are able to write your letter really, really well. Quick. Yeah, if you've copied, just post an S so that I move on. Post an S in the chat box so that I move on. The beginnings of these sentences will help you write a very impressive letter without mistakes. That's the reason why I'm giving time for you to copy. Yes, okay. So if you make changes because of the situation that prompted the complaint, offer solutions. So if you have complained, you can also suggest solutions. We have modified or changed our, we have implemented a system to prevent this from happening again. We have set up or implemented. So these are ways of saying that you have taken action and that you will see that this doesn't get repeated anytime. We have modified, we have implemented to prevent this from happening again. These are nice beginnings. You want, you can copy them down and I'll give you 2 minutes time and you may post an S after you've finished. You can title them as the beginnings for letter writing so that you know what to look for when you are revising before the exam. Just look at these immediate phrases that will help you write really well. Okay. Express regret for complaints expressed. We sincerely regret this happened to you. We are very sorry. We truly regret the unfortunate circumstances of your stay. We understand how disappointing it can be when your expectations are not met. So I'm going to wait for, here you have 4 or 5 things to copy. I will wait for 5 minutes so that you copy them. These are nice beginnings that you can use. Quick. Post yes or finished so that we move on. Done? Okay. Now let's move on. Okay, conclusion. How will you conclude your letter? Especially these kind of formal letters. Conclude the letter and provide future contact with coordinates. Please do not hesitate to contact me or contact us. We are available at, we can be reached at. These are also good endings. You may copy them. I'll give you 2 minutes. Yeah, once you're done, please post yes. Have you finished? I don't see you all posting. A lot of time. Take it quick. Himant, Ankit, Mansi, Hira, Bhumika, Madichetty. I'm calling out names which I have not seen in the post. Chandan, Mohammed, Priyanka, Kushagra, Mayur, Dhyanish, Barna, quick, Umvati. I'm waiting for you all. Chandan. Done? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is quickly revise whatever we did from the morning so that you're able to recall, okay, all that has been said. Because we will be doing more of these letters. And in the formal letter, we also have circulars and memos. These have been tested in the past question paper and therefore it becomes important. Yeah. So let me quickly run through the PPT until whatever we did now so that you are able to follow and remember and recall whatever we've done. Now let's look at this. Format for a formal letter. Okay. Letter components, the writer's address, the date, the inside address, the body of the letter, the complimentary clause, the writer's signature, and type names. Okay, so this is the format where you start everything from the beginning of the left-hand margin. Types of formal letters: make inquiry letters, complaint letters, ordering letters, asking for and giving information, placing or cancelling orders, sending replies and response, inquiries or complaints, letter to the editor, job applications, circulars and memos too, because I didn't mention them here. How to write business letters? Format is important. Start everything from the left-hand margin. Keep the language simple so that the other person understands without a doubt. Add all details and information. Be gentle and courteous. Be polite. Check and edit for errors before you submit. The format is subject in one sentence. The date is in full. Then 3 paragraphs, content, body and conclusion. Complimentary clause: respectfully, sincerely, truly, and thank you. You can use one of these. Then inquiry letters. Okay, here you ask for details in bullets. So the moment you read the question, you need to count the number of things, number of details you must add in your letter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then check whether you've got all the 5. Okay, and the queries can be in bullets. So that is a way of minimalizing errors when you write. So these were 2 letters that we did, do's and don'ts. So these are certain things that you need to ask for. Okay. Then this is about a course in a college. Available courses, deadline, reopening, cutoff dates and marks, and eligibility. Catering services, the quantity, menu, date, venue. Hotel accommodation, budget, cost, how many rooms we need, date, and alternate dates. Filing cabinets, dimensions, numbers, date, material, wood, steel, or plastic, and then the discount. Okay, the letter must have a purpose. That's the variety of the letter. Letter writing, don't write 100 or 150 words. It's just 3 paragraphs. And it is enough if you state the purpose, write the details in the middle paragraph, and conclude finally. Ask for what you want. So the purpose of the letter is important, and that's what decides your language too. Now, you have to use the most appropriate words to write a proper letter in the office. Placing orders, we have already seen this. The brand, the unit price, the quantity, the discount, model, color, size, weight, the material, payment details, and mode of delivery. Language. Your language is very, very, very important if your letter has to be effective. And you have this complaint letter, you have the letter of order. So this is with reference to dated. So these are kind of beginnings that will help you write a good letter. Ask for a response, attach a copy of supporting relevant documentation, action you've taken, your plans, a clear and detailed instruction. Reply to a complaint. How will you reply to a complaint letter? Acknowledge and apologize. Say sorry. Explain why it happened that way. Give an assurance. Action taken. Mention how you will improve. Now the beginnings. Thank you for your letter. We refer to your letter. We appreciate your having taken the time. Okay. We appreciate your raising your concerns with us. So these are the beginnings. This is in response to a complaint letter. Now, accepting the complaint. How do I accept? We agree our usual high standard of service was not met in this instance. We take these concerns very seriously. We clearly did not meet your expectation. We try to learn from these types of situations, and we thank you for your feedback. So you have to follow up with the second letter, state what you want, make the ending strong. At the end, mention your name. Purpose of the letter should be mentioned clearly. Why you are writing it, you must mention it clearly. Address the letter to the recipient by writing, dear sir or madam. Mention the date on which the letter will be submitted to concerned person. Write your name, your address, postal code, phone number in the start. Okay. Indicate what you've learned from your review. Say, these are the learning points. We will definitely learn. We will look into it. The cause of the situation was this. This led to consequently. Okay. Then if you make changes because of the situation that prompted the complaint, offer solutions. We have modified, we have implemented to prevent this from happening again. We have set up. So use such words which will be effective. Express regret. Say sorry. We sincerely regret this happened to you. We are very sorry. We truly regret the unfortunate circumstances of your stay. We understand how disappointing it can be when your expectations are not met. Conclusion. Conclude the letter and provide future contact with coordinates. Please do not hesitate to contact me. We are available at, we can be reached at. Now, I'm going to give you 5 minutes time to post in the chat box whatever you have learned so far. What is it that you learned in today's session? Quick. I want all of you here, those of you who are here, to post in the chat box. What is it that you learned today? Quick. Quickly post. I must see all your posts. Come on, pass. I'm waiting for you all to post. Okay, how to write? Yeah. Quick. Ayushi, Barna, and Hera. Where are the others? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So that's Omvati, Priyanka, Samir, Petletwara, Mayur. Quick, the others. I must see all of you posting because that is the only way for me to know whether you understood whatever has happened in the morning. Quick. Yeah. So that's Kushagra and Ankit. Okay, I closed 4 minutes early because we didn't have a break, right? We meet at 2. And I want more of you to participate in the chat box so that I know all of you understand whatever is being said. Although letter writing is the earliest writing task that we do at school, as we grow, our letters have got to improve, evolve to suit the workplace standards. Okay. Okay, now I said we have 4 more minutes to go, and that's okay because we did without having a break. So meet you at 2 o'clock and looking forward to see you. Bye till then. Okay. Parth. Hello, hello, hello. We'll be back at 2. I leave them 3 minutes early because we didn't have a break. Okay. Yeah.